Now at 5, how a delay in road construction is impacting businesses in one southeast Kansas town. Plus, we'll have tips to help you manage seasonal depression. And
Ohio Republican Jim Jordan fails to secure enough votes for Speaker for now. I'm Skyler Henry on Capitol Hill breaking down the first round and what's next.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
a delay in the reopening of a southeast Kansas highway increases concern for some business owners. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Highway 169 from Thayer, Kansas, south to Highway 400 was initially scheduled to reopen at the end of this month. Now it looks like it's going to be a couple of weeks later. It's been closed for 78 days so far and is now expected to remain closed for 102 days. The closure is directly impacting Thayer businesses. One business manager we spoke to had to lay off employees and reduce work hours to minimize the impact. Currently, the manager of the store is working without a paycheck. The construction is to add passing lanes and replace the mainline pavement.
In all honesty, I'm afraid that if it is going to be much longer, we're going to wind up having to close our doors until all the highways are opened back up.
We don't tell the contractor how to do the work or control their schedule, but you know, what we do control is, you know, they have now been approved to keep the road closed for 102 days.
KDOT says the contractors will receive an additional $6,000 bonus incentive per day for every day they have the road open before the 102-day mark. They'll also lose money for every day the road is closed after that mark. A business networking company hosted a luncheon for people interested in the Joplin area real estate market. We & Co. is a business service based in Springfield that connects professionals with each other for growth. Twice a month, the Joplin chapter meets at Club 1201 to build relationships with the community and other local businesses.
The benefit would be to grow the relationships with each other, be able to trust each other, be able to refer your friends and family or somebody else you know maybe to their business. If you help other businesses grow, you know, that's going to come back on you and help your business grow as well.
The next business lunch will be November 7th at Club 1201 in Joplin. A beautiful autumn day in the 4 states. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, fantastic. Most of us upper 60s to near 70 degrees, even lower 70s once you get out across Kansas and then into Oklahoma. Upper 60s on the Missouri and Arkansas side, and it looks pretty good as we go through the evening hours. Clear skies sticking around. There's not a whole bunch going on across Central Plains. We are tracking our next little wave, which is going to start to affect us by the time we get into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. Until then, we look pretty good. Throughout the evening, we'll slide back through the 60s, 50s. We're going to stay dry, eventually down near 50 for us later on tonight. And the great temps really stick around, but the winds are going to start to pick up with that cold front that is heading toward us for tomorrow evening. I'm going to have those details for you here in just a bit.
Catch you in a few. For the first time since the House voted to remove Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, the full House met to vote on his replacement. But that just put the divisions among the House Republicans on full display. Reporter Skyler Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
Of which the Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 200 votes.
Jim Jordan failed to receive enough votes to become the next Speaker of the House.
No person having received a majority of the whole number of votes cast by surname, a Speaker has not been elected.
But Jordan is not giving up.
Will you be Speaker by the end of the day?
I hope so.
The first round of voting put members on the record as to whether or not they support Jordan.
Rutherford. Scalise.
The outcome could lead to public pressure on the holdouts to get on board.
At the end of the day, we're in a position where now people can, I mean, they're out there. Their constituents will let them know whether they're for them or against them.
It's unclear what Jordan can do to win over the 20 holdouts or if anyone can get the full support needed to become Speaker. But the House is paralyzed until someone can get 217 votes. Meanwhile, the Senate is preparing to work on a bipartisan bill to help Israel.
The Senate must above all work quickly and swiftly to draft, consider, and pass a strong aid package for Israel as soon as we can. That includes military support, intelligence support, diplomatic help.
We'll take a look at the package when they send it up, make suggestions to improve it if that's needed. But clearly, the world has changed dramatically in the last 10 days.
But the measure won't go far for now, because the House can't vote on it or any other bill until the majority is united behind one speaker. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer might be trying to tie aid to Israel with aid to Ukraine in the same bill. However, that would lead to some Republicans, especially in the House, opposing that bill. The White House says President Biden will visit Israel tomorrow to show support and address the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Israeli airstrikes today hit areas in southern Gaza, killing dozens of people. It happened in a part of the territory where Israel's military told Palestinians to go after evacuating the north ahead of a possible ground invasion. The Israeli military said it was targeting Hamas hideouts and command centers. Still ahead, technology to detect technology.
Determining what's real and what's fake. I'm Danya Backus with a look at new AI detecting technology and the difficulty keeping up with artificial intelligence.
And next in Health Watch, when a new report shows about an increase of injuries involving e-bikes and e-scooters. Topping today's Health Watch, with temperatures on a downward trend, your mood might be as well. Seasonal depression, also known as seasonal affective disorder, affects 10 million Americans. That's according to the University of Texas Medical Branch. A Joplin psychologist working for the Ozark Center says the key to managing seasonal depression might depend on the amount of natural sunlight you take in.
The change in daylight is a major component of that. With less daylight, a lot of us tend to produce lower levels of serotonin, which are kind of those feel-good chemicals in our brains.
Staying physically active in the colder months is another way to manage seasonal depression. Women are nearly 50% more likely to develop depression than men after suffering a concussion or other traumatic brain injury. That's according to new research in San Francisco. Doctors are not sure why women are more susceptible, but say they should be aware of the risk of developing depression after a brain injury, even if they have no prior history of mental health challenges. A study in Canada finds people without housing accounted for a disproportionately large number of opioid-related deaths. Researchers say lack of housing can influence substance use, raising the risk of people turning to illegal and dangerous street drugs. Homeless individuals who died from opioids were often younger and lived in an urban area. Just walk down a street in a city and there's a good chance you're going to spot an e-scooter or an e-bike. They're a convenient, fun way to get around, but a new report shows injuries are increasing. Reporter Naomi Ruckham has more.
They're everywhere. From city streets to the suburbs, people of all ages are zipping around on e-scooters and e-bikes.
The neighborhood has gotten really congested, so yeah, people just need to slow down.
And injuries associated with these so-called micro-mobility devices are soaring. A new report from the Consumer Product Safety Commission shows a nearly 21% increase from 2021 to 2022.
In particular, e-scooters had the highest increase in injuries and accounted for nearly half of the micromobility deaths. Additionally, nearly half of all estimated e-bike injuries from 2017 to 2022 occurred in 2022 alone.
Children 14 years and younger account for a significant number of injuries. Overall, fractures and contusions or abrasions are the two most common injuries. At least 233 people have been killed over the last 5 years. 19 deaths are related to fires, another hazard with these devices. Collisions with vehicles and simply controlling the e-devices are the leading causes of injuries. Riders are urged to slow down and stay aware of their surroundings. Also, do not make abrupt, unpredictable movements.
Consumers should always wear their helmet, and they should check the device for proper function.
Sam Toa made the switch to an e-bike because he says it's easier on his knees. How do you keep yourself safe?
I keep my eyes open, I wear a helmet, and I stop when I'm supposed to.
He hopes more riders follow the rules and take every precaution to keep themselves and others safe. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Harmful incidents involving another popular device are down. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says injuries on hoverboards dropped 26% from 2021 to 2022. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, how the IRS is giving some taxpayers a chance to file their taxes free of charge.
Plus, we have a weak storm system which is going to roll through on Wednesday. Those details coming up next. Well, it definitely turned out to be another nice day for us today. Temperature is fantastic. Most of us up right around 70 degrees. Clear skies, that's what we are seeing right now at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. You can see the fall foliage as the leaves are changing as we hit our peak here in about 2.5 weeks or so. 68 in Stockton, 69 in Anderson, 70 in Welch. We have 68 in Pittsburgh, a little bit warmer once you get out into our western counties. 7th and Rangeline, 67. Southerly winds starting to pick up just a little bit. It's going to be breezy as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight, but you can see our temperatures warming up a bit once you get out across central and western Kansas. So we are going to continue to warm up a little bit as we go through the next couple days. For the evening, if you're getting out, 65. By 6, we drop back through the 50s. We're going to stay dry. Overnight low down to about 50 a little bit later on tonight. But clear skies right now. There's nothing going on here. We look fine. Most of the central plains looking pretty good. You can see this wave spinning up across really parts of Montana into the Dakotas. That system doesn't have a lot of moisture, but it will start to affect us as we go into the daytime hours on Wednesday. You can see our upper level low passes by, but most of the energy stays up across the Great Lakes, so we're just going to get some clouds. We may get a few random showers, and as we go all the way into the weekend, no big storm systems, so we look pretty good until early next week. We have a new system that drops out the western third of the country, and this will really up our rain chances next week. Until then, we're not going to get a whole bunch of action. Let me step you through time. We'll drop back, a few clouds rolling in near 50 for an overnight low tonight. As we go through the morning hours, southerly winds, windy. We are going to have a lot of clouds out there, so mostly cloudy skies. You'll see some sunshine. And then our temperature is warm into the mid 70s for highs. 77 in Parsons, 75 in Miami, Neosho about 73. Few little showers start to pop up as this front drops through. So this is tomorrow evening, 6, 7, 8 p.m. Very light, random showers. The clouds clear out. We drop back into the upper 40s by the time Thursday morning rolls around. And then Thursday afternoon looks pretty good. Temperatures a little bit cooler, lower 70s for afternoon highs. So temperatures stay great the next few days. 52 in the morning, 69 by noon, 73 by 4. Clouds increase as we go through the day. Also, the winds increase. We're going to have gusts near 30 by morning. We stay in that range of 20 to 30 as we go through the afternoon. Once our front rolls through, they will diminish a bit, but still kind of breezy, even on Thursday with northwesterly winds at about 10 to 15. All right, let's go 74 for you tomorrow. Again, random shower during the evening hours. 71 Thursday, 73 on Friday. Saturday looks great, upper 70s. We could get a few pop-up storms late Sunday, but most of the weekend looks pretty good. Better chances for rain a good chunk of next week.
Yeah, loving that weekend.
Yeah, it looks
Saturday
fantastic.
in particular. Thanks, Doc. Coming up, we're going to learn about a new tool into detecting the ever-growing technology of AI. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the IRS is moving ahead with a plan to build its own free tax filing program. Direct File is a pilot version that will be available to some taxpayers in 13 states next year. Eventually, the IRS tax filing system could serve as an alternative to private tax preparation companies like H&R Block and Intuit's TurboTax. But for now, the online pilot program will be very limited in scope. The IRS anticipates at least several 100,000 taxpayers will decide to participate in that program. Holiday spending will likely rebound to and even surpass pre-pandemic levels this year for the first time. That prediction of holiday cheer comes from a new report from Deloitte Consulting. Now, according to the report, it's not gifts that consumers are going to be splurging on the most in the run-up to Christmas. It found shoppers are eager to start Christmas shopping, but they might be indulging on themselves and prioritizing non-gift purchases. The season of giving to yourself, I guess. As the advancement of artificial intelligence grows, so does technology to detect what's real and what isn't. Yeah, artificial technology to detect AI. Danya Bacchus introduces us to a new AI detecting tool and why experts believe it might be hard to keep up with the technology.
As a professional music producer and songwriter, Steven Stahl is concerned about the impact artificial intelligence could have on his industry.
Instead of having to come up with a great song on a guitar or a piano, you can just prompt in, hi, I want to write a song like Halo by Beyonce.
Stahl and a technical partner created I Spy, an app he says can detect speech and audio authenticity.
I wanted to know if I was listening to an AI vocal or a human vocal.
Hey there, it's Danya. After taking a sample of my voice, he showed how AI can recreate my voice to sound exactly like me.
Hi, my name is Danya. I am a news reporter.
I Spy was able to determine what I said versus what AI created.
So this is basically saying that all of it was AI.
There are other AI detectors that can determine if writing or images are produced by humans or computers, but tech experts say it becomes harder as AI evolves.
It's a cat and mouse game.
Arun Ross is a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Michigan State University.
If we can detect something that is synthetic today, we may not be able to use that same method to detect synthetic images or synthetic voices tomorrow, because AI can start producing images that are more realistic, that are more human-like.
Hey there.
Stahl says the app isn't always perfect, like the one time it thought my voice was AI generated.
Depending on where the source material is, we're in the high 90s.
But he says they continuously update the app to make sure it can detect the difference between what's fake
I am excited
and what's real.
But don't worry.
Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
I'm real, by the way. Do you want to take my word for it? Stephen hopes the technology will eventually be used by telecom companies to help people determine if someone calling is real or AI generated. The Biden administration is cracking down on the types of semiconductor chips that can be exported to China. Citing national security concerns, the Commerce Department announced an expansion of policies first introduced last year. The goal is to hamper China's ability to procure advanced computing chips for the manufacture of advanced weapon systems. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, an interview with former Senator Mitt Romney about the race for Speaker of the House. Then on KOAM News at 6, police in Jasper, Missouri search for 2 suspects accused of assaulting an officer. Plus, we're going to have more on the impact highway construction is having on businesses in Thayer, Kansas, and how the McDonald County School District is planning to use a $10,000 donation. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The new chili pepper has taken the phrase "that's hot" to a whole new level. It's called Pepper X, and it just set a new Guinness World Record as the hottest chili pepper in the world. It took Ed Curry 10 years to grow the pepper in his South Carolina greenhouses. Pepper X registers an average of nearly 2.7 million Scoville heat units in lab tests at Winthrop University in Rock Hill. Now, for perspective, the previously hottest chili pepper, the Carolina Reaper, it averaged 1.6 million Scoville heat units. The Carolina Reaper was also grown by Curry. I don't know what you do with this thing. Weaponize it maybe like in a pepper spray, but I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. No, you wouldn't put that in your mouth, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Maybe you dilute it. You could use it, for cooking purposes. I don't know.
Yes.
But it's hot. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records. The weather, not the hot.
No, but we're going to heat up a little bit. 74 for us tomorrow, 71 on Thursday.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 6. Let's make it a great evening.